Hey, did you eat breakfast this morning? Realize I got my Chinese shirt on and my harem pants, and it feels racist that I'm talking about an anime today when I have the Chinese fit on. Feels a little racist, feels a little racially motivated. This is Yani Neko, or Chainsmoker Cat. I've been seeing some pretty angering opinions online about the show. They think it's gross, disgusting, nasty, filthy, and they want it to be gone. A lot of Japanese people hate this show and think it's nasty, and it's about a neat cat girl that naturally is just disgusting. So I decided to watch the show. So before I get into my true thoughts about the show, I feel like I should explain what the show primarily is about through the course of the episodes. Hey, before we continue, content like this is sponsored by viewers like you. I have a Patreon at $1 a month. It's just $1 a month. If you guys want to help, that'd be great. I make 2 videos a day, and I don't want to be funded by ad revenue for this. I got 200k subscribers, and if I can get 10,000 of you guys to give me $1, I could go to 1 video a day, and it'd make my life significantly easier. If you got $1 to spare a month, I'd appreciate it. Trust me, I will never stop making content. This also supports all 3 of my channels. Thank you for considering. And I'm back to the video. First episode, we're introduced to Yani Neko. She chain smokes a lot. That's pretty much the premise of the entire show. Her landlord catches her. It's not a good way to phrase it. Let me phrase this better. Yani Neko is messing with her landlord, teasing her landlord, and dropping smokes and stuff on her landlord's head while he's cleaning and doing his diligent work as a landlord. Landlord comes in and rushes. She's taking off her shirt. He gets super excited because he has this weird, just very strange, just nasty, presumptuous feeling about just all beast folk inside the show. He rushes back to his apartment and begins to stroke his Johnson Willie style crazy. Throughout the first episode, we see her lose a bunch of jobs, see how she's a worthless neat. She ends up smoking a cigarette that was inside of a trash can, and it messes up her stomach, and then she ends up having diarrhea runs. Her place is littered in trash and unwashed dishes, and I have a bunch of friends whose gnats and stuff have just naturally piled up because of their unwashed dishes. Either that or they just have trash bags laying around their house. I know people who act like this and are like this. They are in the midst of addiction. But outside of that, we just see her actively scrounge together money, use her last money not on rent but on a pack of cigarettes, and she just chain smokes a pack of cigarettes in about a day. She even constantly says that she's gonna quit. I'm gonna quit smoking cigarettes, I promise. And then immediately in the midst of saying she's gonna quit, lights up another cigarette, because that's kind of how addiction is for a lot of people. I don't want to confuse you. This is not a deep philosophical show about addiction. It's really poking fun about how addiction and how ridiculous it is. It's not really a deep show, to be quite honest with you, but people are treating it like it's a deep show when it's not. It also doesn't romanticize addiction. It pretty much shows the absurdity of how addiction is when it comes to smoking and drinking and things of that variety. As we see in episodes 2 and 3, it's basically the same formula over and over again. Now, what saves her? I got a scenario for you real fast. Let me tell you how she gets saved. I'm just explaining a scenario for you. Just listen to me out. Listen to me out. Eat me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Let's say Holly Berry was homeless, freshly homeless. Would you save Holly Berry? That's not a good example. Let's say Billie Eilish or Sydney Sweeney or Hunter Schafer was homeless, or maybe Zendaya. Trying to hit the spectrum of everybody that people find attractive. Margot Robbie. Say Margot Robbie was homeless. Would you save her from homelessness because she's hot? Well, that's pretty much how Chainsmoker Cat gets away with everything in the show. She's late on rent, but her landlord is a pervert, so he's just excited that he gets to see a little bit of cleavage. There's a moment where she has a job and she spills milk on this mafia boss, and then he says it's okay because when she's tripping, he gets a little peek at her cleavage, and then he gets an erection and knocks over the entire poker table. In one episode, the mafia boss gets shot. He just gets shot, right? And the doctor is saying there's no hope. He's not gonna live. He's not gonna make it. And then Yani Neko comes in there, just completely psychotically, and then slightly grazes the chest area of Yani Neko. He ends up getting fully recovered. It's not a serious show at all. That's pretty much the entire show. It's only got 4 episodes out right now, but that's pretty much the entire show. But because it's so gross, nasty, and disgusting, a lot of Japanese people online are canceling the show. They don't want it to get publicized anymore, and they're boycotting the show in its totality, despite the beautiful animation and work put into the show, because it's just gross. It's really a gross show. Nobody wants to be told how they actually are. What fascinates me about Chainsmoker Cat isn't about addiction. Is that it refuses to romanticize it. See, a lot of anime either turn bad habits into a quirky personality traits or use them as shortcuts to make someone seem cool. The series goes in the opposite direction. It makes addiction look repetitive, exhausting, pathetic, and very strangely funny all the time. The humor isn't coming from cigarettes or alcohol themselves. It's coming from someone watching themselves promise themselves they're going to change tomorrow, only for the tomorrow to become the exact same day all over again. It's really exhausting to witness it because there's somebody that has a hard hard drugs addiction where they're using a bunch of illegal substances. There's also a character who actively wants to drink all the time. What's really disappointing is that her sister right here actively wants the best for her and always takes care of her and says, oh, she's my sister, I have to make sure she's safe, I have to make sure she's cool. How's your sister doing? Oh, don't worry, she's fine. When she has a cold, I take care of her. When she's going through hardships, I take care of her, and I just want to make sure she's fine. I'm going to make sure my sister is fine at all times. A lot of times that happens with family members when you don't want them to be destroyed or annihilated and you just simply want them to be better people and they don't know how to be better people. You end up destroying your mental health just for the sake of somebody who doesn't deserve the kindness you give them. And the main character is a mess. The show doesn't try to hide it in any capacity. She's attractive, but she has almost no practical life skills. She constantly creates problems for herself, makes impulsive decisions, chain smokes, gets drunk, says she's going to quit, and then immediately falls back into the same routine over and over again, and takes no accountability for any of the bad things that happen in her life. She blames everybody else around her. It becomes this endless cycle of self-sabotage. It's funny on the surface, but honestly pretty depressing if you stop laughing long enough to actually think about it. That's what addiction often looks like from the outside. It's rarely dramatic every single day. It's the same mistakes repeated until they just become a part of your daily life. I know so many attractive women in real life that get away with so many things simply by virtue of them being wildly attractive. They just get away with it because, wow, she's so hot. I know people that are addicted to drugs that would take their life away, and they get away with it because they're wildly hot. And watching the show, that's exactly what happens. She gets away with behavior that will probably make people avoid someone else entirely. And the people around her constantly overlook her obvious problems because they're distracted by how she looks or because they want to be around despite the chaos she brings. This creates this weird dynamic where her appearance almost acts as armor, allowing her to escape consequences in totality. I don't know if anybody has a friend that's wildly hot but addicted to something really bad and you're saying, you're so pretty, you shouldn't be doing these hard things, you should be doing something else. Which is a really stupid statement, honestly, because it doesn't matter how someone attractive, it doesn't matter how attractive someone is, it matters who they are. The men around Yani Neko don't exactly help her either. Instead of encouraging her to become more independent or confront her about her problems, many of them seem content to watch her stumble through life because they're entertained by it or because they're attracted to her, and the more she messes up, the more they depend upon her in totality. She's just a neat, she's a recluse. She's worthless in the grand scheme of things. All she wants to do is smoke cigarettes, have fun, and goof around. There's no redeemable traits about this character at all. When you end up enabling the dysfunction instead of challenging it, it becomes less about helping another person and more about keeping the spectacle going. And that's uncomfortable. So it's just really uncomfortable. Let's talk about my favorite thing about the series of all time. Recovery is not easy. It's not simple. Every smoker has said they're going to quit at least once in their life. They heard about the lung cancer and how much it messes up your cortisol levels and how it destroys your heart. They know how it's making their family really sad. And people even talk about how she smells horrible the entire show. And I'm sure that you know about the smoker smell. Plenty of people struggling with alcohol have made their promise is they sincerely believe that, oh, I'm just going to become a social drinker, or I'm only going to drink once in a while. I'm not going to drink at home. I'm only going to drink when life gets hard. Then life gets stressful. Temptation shows up, and suddenly they're back where they started. That cycle is frustrating for everybody involved, but it's also incredibly common. It's very common. It's probably why a lot of people don't like the show, because it shows a lot of people what it is. The show captures that repetition over and over and over again because that's what it is. It's repetitive. I think the comedy works so well, at least for me, because it comes from recognizable human flaws instead of trying to make addiction itself look glamorous. You're not laughing because smoking is cool. It's actually a really good anti-smoke ad. This whole show is an insanely good anti-smoke ad overall. You're laughing because the character keeps making the same terrible decisions with complete confidence in themselves, only to end up right back where she started. It's exaggerated enough to be entertaining while still reflecting patterns that exist in real life. And it's a very good balance in the show, and I think that should be admired rather than ridiculed like it's being right now. The show's gross though. I don't recommend watching it. The show's gross as hell. But typically when I saw the dishes in the sink, I knew at this exact moment right there, that was, oh man, that felt like home. Felt like home. Felt like my friend's house. Felt like when I had a roommate who didn't do the dishes because they were too depressed. This was just, it just felt regular. It felt like I've seen this before. I know the show has been divisive, and honestly, that's not surprising to me. Some viewers enjoy its dark humor and its willingness to portray an incredibly flawed protagonist, while others find the same approach rather unpleasant and frustrating. What's the point of the show? What is the point of the art? I don't think art needs a point. I really don't think art needs a point. Gonna plug one of my friends here. This is Onikora, one of the greatest artists on the earth to me. They have an Instagram. You can follow the Instagram. It's Onikora. I think they're awesome. Their art has a point because they have a journey behind their art. In a large part of the younger part of their childhood, becoming a Jehovah's Witness, and then they ended up figuring out they had autonomy and freedom behind their journey, and they draw women in very powerful poses to show the vision behind the art. It's a very important and beautiful message, I think. Art like this has a point. There's a reason for the existence behind the art. And if you want to follow the person, I have it right here. You just follow Onikora if you want to. Trying to get them to 10,000 followers by the end of the year. However, some people look for that point all the time. Sometimes art just exists for the sake of existing. Yanni Neko is definitely not a series trying to present an ideal role model. It throws someone deeply imperfect onto the screen and asks the audience to sit with the consequences of her choices and show this is what happens when you're in addiction. Seeing a lot of people reasonably pissed about the show saying, this isn't what addiction looks like. This is stupid. This is dumb. You're telling me that somebody likes a girl, thinks she's hot and wants to save her because she's hot? That never happens. I don't know where you live at, dude. I don't know where you're at, but that does happen a lot. I've witnessed it personally. This is super cool. Fun story. I don't know if it'll be fun for you, but it's fun for me to tell. I was driving with my friend to BW3's, Buffalo Wild Wings. B-Dubs is called B-Dubs because W is Wild Wings, Buffalo Wild Wings, whole thing there. But let me explain what happened after that. He sees a homeless girl on the side of the street, and she is beautiful. She's gorgeous. She's lovely. He says, pull over. So I pull over. I pull the whip over. He pops out the car. Hey, Shotty, you trying to go on a ride with us? The top left half of all of her teeth are missing, and then 2 teeth in the back right are missing as well. She looks to be about maybe 23, 24, fair skinned, but has a big gigantic gash on the side of her head. Maybe she just got into a fight, and she has beautiful luscious dark brown hair, and she has tattered clothes, and she has lovely blue eyes. Very Eurocentric in her appearance, very petite in how she has her demeanor, very small, looks like she couldn't harm a fly. She immediately says yes, and I'm an enabler. She comes to B-Dubs with us, and they're talking the entire time, and he says, you can live with me, don't worry. And she says, really? I'd love to. They live together for about 2 weeks. He's knocking her doonies down. He's beating her brakes off. At one point, he even says, I might even put her on my dental and get her to marry me. I love her. She's smoking all the time, stealing all of his drinks, taking all of his, French word for yes with a, is it French word we? We? French word for yes with a D at the end. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know why I was thinking of Ouija. I was thinking the word Ouija for some reason. Is Ouija French? Oh my God, Ouija is French. Ouija is French. I just got all my Ouija's French. So this is how you spell we. I know this because I eat the yogurt called we. All right, that's how you spell we. And then Ouija is spelled this. That's because it's a French word. I don't know if that's true. I'm just guessing right now. I hope it's true. Somebody correct me in the comments. Somebody tell me. So she took all that. And then he wakes up one day. His couch is gone. His car is gone. His shoes are gone. A lot of his clothes are gone because he went to work at a 10-hour shift. She cleared his entire house out. She sold everything in one day, and she moved 2 states over. He lost everything, and he became homeless. And I had to help him get back on his feet. It was crazy. That stuff happens. Maybe it's because I hang out with really bad and reprehensible people. I'm not quite sure. I love hanging out with bad people. It's my favorite thing to do on earth. Maybe it's because I'm in Detroit and there's just bad people in Detroit. I'm not quite sure. Thought I'd end this off with a story like that just to give you something nice to listen to as you go on your drive, or maybe you're doing your dishes or your laundry. What are you doing right now? I'm quite curious. Well, with that being said, thank you so much for checking out my video. I've been me. And if you guys want to support me in any way, I'm trying to get at least 10,000 people to give me $1 a month. I got 200,000 people on my YouTube channel right now. So if I can get like, I don't know, 1/20th of my audience to give me $1 a month, I can just switch over to making 1 video a day instead of this 2 video nonsense that I've been doing for quite some time. I make 2 videos because I need to live. This is my job. This is just my job. I also have 2 channels on the side. CROS Plays right here. Bada bing, bada boom. I play video games over here. And then we have CROS Side Thoughts, where I read Reddit stories. If you guys are curious about either of those 2 forms of content, they're right over there. I got a few videos up on those channels, and I'm trying to get to daily uploads on those channels as time allows right now. Well, with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see content similar to this one. And I'm out. Peace.
I'm your Nick at night, be my Laura Angelo. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.